What is going on, everyone? Rainy day here in Greenville, South Carolina, but there is just a need for this video, a follow-up video to one I recently did comparing the 3.0T to the 3.7 Infiniti Q50s and 60s. It's such an intense topic for so many people. I did not expect the type of feedback that I would get from that video. I'm coming from the V8 world, the Mustang world. You know, I'm used to Mustang guys bickering back and forth with Camaro guys, and I'm used to the Fox body guys fighting with the SN95 guys. And you know, it's most of the time it's kind of friendly banter back and forth. Some of the Camaro guys get a little nuts, believe it or not, but I've never really seen it like it is discussing the Q50 platform, the 3.0T versus the 3.7. The fanboys are out, and they're out in force, man. They are just sticking to their guns for the most part. People just need to use some logic and common sense. There's a couple really good videos out there. Boostinmotion has done a good one explaining how the 3.7 can actually outperform a 3.0 in certain situations, which is what I talked about in my last video. I'm not one of those guys that gets on one car or I'll defend the car that I drive to the death. I'm a car guy, a car enthusiast. I love cars, and I respect all of them. Some are uglier than others, but some clearly, you know, have their niche. Some are excellent cars with a ton of torque that get off the line super hard. Some cars are not so good off the line, but you know, run really well at the top end, at the big end, getting high trap speeds and things like that. But you got to respect them for what they are and use your common sense. We know the 3.0T is a solid car. Everybody knows what it's capable of in stock form, and everyone knows certainly what it's capable of once you start adding some modifications and a tune. The car is insane, and nobody's denying that. I didn't deny that in my last video talking about this subject. My advice to everyone, like I said in that last video, is if you're deciding whether you should buy a 2015 3.7 or a 2016 or 2017 3.0T, you're into the used cars, which is what I would suggest, save a little money. Anyway, if you're trying to decide between the two, I ask one question: what are your plans for that vehicle? If you're planning to keep it stock, or you maybe want to just do a muffler delete and do some cosmetic changes, get the 3.7. You can't deny its reliability. Many guys have talked about it on YouTube with some great videos explaining the fact that it's a solid engine. It's tried and true. It's been tested. They could beat on it over and over again and fire it up on Monday morning and go to work with no problems. It's a great platform. It's a great car. It sounds beautiful when you do some exhaust work. And you can, if you want to spend some money, tune it and get it to 330, 340 wheel if you got some mods done. And have a pretty reliable daily driver that's capable to do a few pulls on the street. We also know that it doesn't have a ton of torque low end, but we know that it's got a really broad power band and can pull hard over 7,000, 7,500 RPM. And that's where its advantage is. From a dig, you're probably not going to beat a 3.0. There may or may not be some videos of that on YouTube, you know, proving that or disproving that. But everyone knows that this car, the 3.7, which I drive, pulls hard all the way through redline, which is great, and that's an advantage that it has. But no one, me in particular, is denying the fact that the 3.0 is a solid car. But I think everyone knows, every person that's into these cars or understands these Infinitis and these motors, these two platforms, knows that the 3.0T has got more low-end power or more low-end torque. It can jump off the line real hard, especially in all-wheel drive form, and it might jump out in front of a 3.7 stock versus stock. But the chances that 3.7 hangs with that car or even catches it toward the top end, 100 miles an hour, 105, and starts to maybe even pull away a bit, it's just the way it is. Now, if we're talking modifications, again, the 3.0 loves mods. It's gonna take modifications really well, and it's gonna respond to a tune so well. I think everyone knows that. You know, getting 400 and something horsepower without really even trying. That's insane to me. That's awesome, and that's a huge advantage for that 3.0. In that case, 3.7 probably not gonna hold up. Although there is a video, and I think boostinmotion, another guy, the guy I mentioned before, I think he's got a video showing a clip of it. And now, whether it's true or not, I'm not sure. I'm not claiming one way or the other. The title states a tuned 3.7 versus a tuned 3.0, and it is a roll race, I believe, from 40, and they go up to maybe 100 miles an hour. And the 3.7 reels in, catches, and passes 3.0. Again, that information hasn't been verified, but boostinmotion, again, I'll touch on his video and check it out if you can, and I'll put a link below. He explains it very, very well. The stock turbos on the 3.0T, they have a maximum efficiency range, and once you start getting into the high RPM, that torque and power starts to roll downhill. So although it might have really, really good peak horsepower numbers and peak torque numbers, that doesn't necessarily equate to winning every single race. I'm just really done with the fanboy stuff. You gotta think logically about these cars and what they are, and take them for what they are, instead of latching on so tight and fighting tooth and nail just because you own that particular platform. Don't be nuts about it. Just respect the cars for what they are. Think about it with logic. Stock turbos, 3.0T, again, the car is a solid car, but you know that above 5,500, 6,000 RPM, the car is going to start feeling like it's gasping for air. The power band is in that mid-range. Again, it's just the way it is. That particular platform, the 3.0T, is going to be more successful from a dig. It's got the better low-end grunt. It's got the better get up and go. You're going to have a better chance of winning the race if you take somebody off a starting line. And all you 3.7 guys, you got to know that if you're going to race a 3.0T from a dig, unless you get a really solid jump on them and you got enough room to run, you're probably going to lose the race. So your best chances are a race from a roll. So whether you think a true drag race is from a roll or from a dig, that's up to you to decide. But it is what it is. It is. One more time, just to be clear, I'm not claiming that one of these platforms is better than the other. They both have pros and cons, both solid cars, both enjoyable to drive in their own right. And just take it easy, guys. Have a little respect for each other. You know, we're all Infinity owners in this case. We're all Q50 owners or Q60 owners in this case. So let's just get along, respect the cars for what they are, and understand the capabilities of each without getting crazy about it. That's all there is to it. No need to leave nasty comments saying this or that, especially if you're not going to watch the entire video. So let's stick together. The world is a better place if we all stick together. All right, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. See ya.